it's your boy Jay Smooth. Welcome to another episode of Smooth Customs. And this episode right here is one that a lot of you have been waiting for. The episode where we do a tablet dash install. That's right. Now I'm going to be using a Samsung 10.1 inch tablet, but this method can pretty much be used with any other tablet or an iPad for those of y'all that like iOS. I'll talk you through it. This is the DIY for you guys to do it yourself. A lot of people have hit me up, asked me if I would do them for you guys, and I would gladly do them for you, but the problem is that it takes a long time to do this. The difficulty level is not that big, or not that great, I would say, but the thing is that it's time consuming. This tablet install took me 5 days to complete. A lot of it is fabrication and painting. So every coat of paint, I like to wait 24 hours in between to make sure the paint is dry. So that's why this process is long and drawn out. So this is more than likely going to be a two-part video. The first part concentrating on the fabrication of the tablet dock. Second part, I'm going to be concentrating on the wiring. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to it. So the first place we're going to start is deciding on whether or not putting a tablet in your car is for you. Now, if you already have a tablet and you do a lot of things with your tablet and you just have to have it in your dash, then you're already a step in the game. The reason I went with a tablet setup is because I like this 10-inch screen. And if you see these thick-ass glasses I'm wearing, I'm blind. I can't see. So a 10-inch screen is easy for me to look at the navigation, Google stuff, you know, that helps me. Big buttons to play songs, read the song names, all that stuff. Now, there's two reasons why I made this removable. One is you don't want to get your windows broken, right? Two, these things have a battery in them and they overheat. You leave it in a car for 30 minutes in over 80-degree weather, you come back to your car, you turn it on, this thing will say either won't turn on because the battery's too hot, or it won't charge because the battery's too hot. So that's the reason why you want to make this removable. Now, price-wise, of course, using an Apple device is going to be more expensive. If you're balling on a budget, I've actually used RCA tablet that costs 50 bucks for this tablet install, and it works great. So we're moving right along. So you decided you want to do this to your car, you got your tablet. If you don't have a tablet and you can't go out to your car and measure it, you could always go online and see the tablet you think you might want to get the measurements for it, copy it over to a piece of cardboard or cardstock, cut it, go out to your dash, and that's the only way you're going to find out if it fits. You got to measure the size of your dash. All right, enough of this. Let's get to work. So what we have here is ABS plastic. I got two different sizes of this ABS plastic. I got this 1/16 sheet of ABS plastic, and I got this 1/8 sheet of ABS plastic. All right. Now, in order to make this tablet dock, because this is basically what we're gonna do. When you're working with a tablet, it would be a good idea to tape this up so you don't get it scratched up. This one has a few scratches from being put in and out of the car. But all right, so here it is. I'm gonna try to walk you through this. All right, now you're gonna paste your tablet here on the 1/8 sheet, right? So I guess I'm gonna cut this with a number 11 X-Acto knife. You could also use a box cutter, or if you have access to like a table saw, you might be able to cut it with a table saw. The height of this tablet is about 7 inches, right? So the height of this tablet is 7 inches. So I'm gonna cut this 6 inches tall, and you'll see why later on. Now, you don't have to be exact with these measurements. You kinda, you could also, you can go a little bit bigger on the sides all the way around, because you could always trim it down later. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to be skewing this ABS plastic by running the back of the X-Acto blade over and over the same spot, and that's going to be taking small layers of the ABS plastic And then when you get to a certain point, all you have to do is just bend the ABS plastic and it should snap right off. Alright, see that? Just broke right off. Clean straight line. There we go. Alright, so we have our first cut to make the dock for this thing. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's see. You have space here, you have space here, and you have a space on the bottom. So the next step for this is for me to make the step lip part. This next part that I'm cutting is 2 inches. Alright, so I'm going to cut a strip that's 1/2 inch tall. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that here on this part, and it's going to basically put this like right there.
It's one of those grooves you can just vibe to. You feel the vibe, right?
Right. So here's a strip. Now what I'm using, sanding stick, CA glue, and kicker. And I sand this edge, so the glue will stick to it. Got some nice CA glue on there, and I'm gonna glue this right on the edge of the other piece. And that's why I use the kicker, right? Because just spray this, and the glue dries instantly. Now, this piece is gonna glue to this piece, and what that does is that makes a step. See the step? Step lip. For those of you that know, this is balling on the budget. So I call them sanding sticks, but these are just nail files from the 99-cent store. So balling on the budget. All right, take this sanding stick, sand that next part you're gonna glue, right? And this part is gonna go and get glued to this. Got a little CA glue on there. Kicker. It feels good, don't it? Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some strips. They're gonna be basically the thickness of this 1/8. I'm gonna cut strips and lay them in here. You'll see how that goes. There's that 3mm strips. Now we're gonna cut 4 of these. Alright, so here, you see where I glued these pieces in? Alright, so now it's the same level as this main part. Right here, right? Don't worry about that. I'm gonna cut that off right now. Let's see. The reason I did that is when I put the sidewall for the tablet, it's gonna run right on this. It'll glue to that, so it'll be one whole strip. I'm gonna cut one whole strip here, one whole strip here, and then one strip down here. Alright. I'm gonna glue the other side now. Alright, so I'm gonna use my Dremel with the cutting wheel just to make this fast. Now it's time to do the walls. Because this part is so thin, I can't just break it off. So I'm just using pliers to snap it off. Now, when you do that, you do have a little excess. You use your sanding stick and you just smooth it out. Alright, so I'm gonna glue the bottom part. CA glue. Now I'm using CA glue medium, but you can use, I guess, 3M. I like this stuff though. I'm gonna try out some of that CA glue that has the rubber in it. I've been meaning to. Somebody told me that that was stronger, but I mean, I had a tablet in the Lexus GS for like 3-4 years already without any issues using the CA glue. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It. I already have the bottom. So now I gotta do the sides. The good thing about working with CA glue is you don't have to add a whole bunch of glue at first. You can do a quick tack, and then if it's not perfect, you can unsnap it and then re-glue it. So you don't have to put a whole bunch of glue on the first go. You can put a little bit, and then as you go, once you get it all positioned, after you tacked it on, you can add more CA glue and it'll fill in the cracks. Alright, I'm gonna use my Dremel to cut this excess off right here. We're in the process of finishing the kit. As you can see, we got the step lip. That's that little pocket where it allows movement to pop out. Got the sidewalls built up, and see these right here. The thickness of the tablet is 8mm, so I made these sidewalls 10mm all the way around. Alright, so I got the docking cable connected to the tablet, and I'm gonna mark off where I need to do the cutting. So I got my Dremel here handy, and a cutting wheel, so I could get this little notch here. Now that the docking cable is glued in, everything feels really solid. Alright. The next step that I'm going to do is I am going to add this slim mount head unit. Now, the reason I went with the slim mount head unit is, one, it was cheap. I got it for 40 bucks on eBay, so that works. Two, it has Bluetooth and auxiliary in, plus SD card. It doesn't play CDs, that's the only thing, but it does play MP4s. It's got backup camera capabilities, video out, video in, and volume control. And I'll be able to have radio stations with this. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna mount this behind the tablet. This is gonna get mounted behind the tablet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this Metra kit to the back of my tablet dock, and then I'm gonna cut a hole out so that I can mount the radio behind it. So I finished cutting the opening, for the double din. Alright, got this all done up. This is time for test fit. I'm gonna go in the car and give it a test fit and see what I have to do, but alright. So there's the double din opening. So now that I did the test fit, I'm gonna have to fill in this space below, right here, and I'm gonna add this top part here, and from that point I'm gonna start making the face plate that holds the tablet in place. Alright, so we got the bottom of this. I'm gonna add some reinforcement back here. And I still gotta add the top. Alright, so I got the top part cut. This is gonna be the top part of the tablet. I'm gonna glue that in now. Alright, so I just did one more test fit. What I did is I glued in these mounts from the Metro kit onto my new dock kit so that I have a place to bolt in this kit so this will not move, and it came out pretty good. It's not pretty behind this at all, but trust me, the front is gonna look really nice. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm gonna take this head unit out, and then I'm gonna start working on this front piece. This is where the 1/16 ABS plastic strip comes in. And you'll see, the reason this part is important is, if you look closely, since this tablet has round edges and my dash kit is obviously square with square edges, right? When I put the front faceplate, it's gonna cover up these edges all the way around. And also it serves another purpose. It's gonna have, the front opening is actually gonna be a little bit smaller than the height of the tab, so that it's gonna help keep it in place from moving on this top part, because right now the docking cable is the only thing holding this in place. Once I put the front face on this, it'll have a top and a bottom keeping it in place. The sides can't have any overhang because you need that space for the tablet to go in and out, but that'll get all filled in. There we go, we have our strip. We're gonna need to cut one more strip, so we'll leave this close by. Now for this part, you're gonna wanna leave the textured side down, and you want the smooth side forward. Alright, now there's excess all the way around, but we're gonna trim that down. So now that I trimmed the excess, right, I'm just gonna use a little bit of the sanding sticks to smooth everything out. And then, once I smooth all the edges out, get everything nice and tight, also, I'm gonna cut the next part. Looks like it's an inch as well. So we're gonna cut another 10" by 1" strip out of our 1/16 ABS plastic. Now that I got the strip cut, I'm gonna go ahead and do a check real quick with the tablet to see where I want it at. That's where it's gonna sit. I'm gonna take the tablet out. Here, and some CA glue going. Alright. Now that I got the top part on, alright, let's look at the back. I have excess all the way around, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off, sand it, smooth it out, and then I'm gonna cut some more of this 1/16 plastic. I'm gonna cut a small strip to put on this side and this side, and then start the body work and the primering. Alright, so that's it. The tablet bezel is complete. As you can see, all the edges are rounded out. Hit it with the sandpaper, rounded out the edges. It's all the same level. I filled in the sides now to match the overhang lip. Alright, Got the docking cable already glued in. Got the cutout for the double din. Another test fit. I did a lot of test fits, but I just wanted to make sure that everything's working properly. So slide up, stick your finger here, undock. So it's ready. Alright, so there you have it. We've been putting a lot of work on this tablet dock for the Samsung 10.1, for the Lexus LS400. Hope this video helps you out, guides you in the right way, so you guys can go out and do your own tablet install. Yo, I'm just giving you the tools of knowledge for you to go out there and make tablet installs. I'm happy to have inspired a lot of you already to do your own tablet installs. It's a really cool thing. I like it, but think about this. You're balling on a budget. This is a $150 to $200 tablet. There's name brand radios out there that don't have all this. You go ahead and get yourself a Pioneer, Sony, what else? Come on, I can't even think of Eclipse. What else? Alpine, and you want navigation, Bluetooth, you want Pandora, you want all that in a unit, you're spending $1,000 or more. So keep that in mind. Not only is this a slick install, the cost is low. Alright, well that's it for now. Thank y'all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for part 2 when we do the wiring on this thing. And I want to thank all the new subscribers that we're getting. We're on the road to 1,000, baby. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you want to see. Repost. Doing this. Alright, take care. Have a good one. Peace.
You gon' motherfucking die for it. You took a shot, but I'm still here. Y'all niggas playing like you in my mama.